Welcome to part 3 of CANVA training on creating a sermon series logo. So in this training, what we'll learn is how to go from your sermon series logo size and resize this so that you could post this on social media. Because if you just posted this on Facebook, let's say, that might work. It's a little wide, but sometimes Facebook will automatically crop or add things on the left and the right, and you want to be more in control of what that looks like. So this will go over how do we resize if you're wanting to promote the sermon series on social media. This is already set to something for YouTube, so that's great. You've already got that one down. So this will also, again, require you to have the Pro version, but this is where it gets really helpful. One of many things as to why the Pro version is the thing to get. So what you'll see is anywhere you click, you should see this. If you happen to not see any of the elements or design on the side, that's okay. You'll always have this top bar here where you've got the share button, you've got your login. Maybe if someone else had access to this, you'd see that. The name of the file here, all of this stuff here. This gets you back, if you go to open menu, this can get you back home. You'll see this sidebar here. But you'll always see resize in this top bar. So that's what we want to do with this. No matter what I'm clicked on, it knows it's going to resize the entire file. So let's click resize and then see what we've got here. I was just trying this, so you'll see suggested Facebook post landscape, because that's what I had before. But let's say you don't see any of these. You can actually browse by category, and Canva does a pretty good job at keeping up with the latest changes for Facebook and Instagram. Instagram has recently changed to a different sizing than Facebook, so you'll notice a lot of posts will show up as a 4:5 aspect ratio on Instagram, but they're very different on Facebook. You can post that on Facebook, but if you really want to get keyed in on the right ratio that Facebook is asking for, Canva does a really good job at keeping up with that. So I'm going to click on social media. You'll see here it's just kind of going in whatever order it wants, but you can also flip through some of these here: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter. Okay, I'm going to do Facebook. That's a common one. There's a couple things. You'll just have to take notice of what exactly it's talking about. Facebook post landscape, Facebook cover landscape. The cover is that image above your logo, so that's not what we want. We actually want to post a 940 by 788. That sounds right. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And once you click on it and select it, you're going to see, do I want to just resize this entire image, or do I want to copy this image and resize? So you'll have two versions of it. I like to have two versions. You could always go back to the original 1280 by 720 in that case. So I'm going to copy the image and resize it. You'll see here, it just takes a little bit, gives you some quotes apparently. And then you'll see open Facebook post. So it hasn't turned over quite yet. You've got to click on this. Now you've got two tabs open here. This is the Facebook post. It automatically gives you an extra part in the name of the file there. And then you'll notice it didn't quite fix it for you. You have to come in and fix things. So the image is now not covering the entire height of the post, because it's actually a bit taller ratio-wise than the 1280 by 720. So what you can do, this one's the easiest to do, but I just like to take this all the way to the top and then grab it. So when I want to select a photo, I want to grab it from the corner and just do this. Let's see if we can work with that. I like to have a little bit of leeway here. All right. And then put this wherever you want. Really, the center is not really what I want. I kind of like that these two mountains are centered more so. So I'm going to do that. There we go. This should be centered. Yeah, this should be centered. There it goes. Okay. Now this is a little too high up. I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to bring this down as well. Give it a little bit of space on the right here, maybe a little bit more space. Okay. Maybe I want this down a little bit more. You'll have to play with it, obviously, to get it where you want. I like that. That's pretty much an even amount of space, bottom and side there. Heaven and earth. Okay, pretty simple. You could also make this maybe a tad bit bigger. I'm going to do that. Lock it in here. That's good. Okay, I like that. That one was pretty easy. I'm going to leave the label as the parentheses Facebook post just to help me out as I then share, download, something I didn't bring up before. But for a website, you are going to want to use a JPEG. It loads faster on a website. I know this says best for sharing, best for complex images, illustrations. I would say maybe just keep to JPEG. Again, if you have the Pro version, you're going to be able to bump that quality of the JPEG all the way to 100. And then you're going to keep the size, 940 by 788. Sometimes it might be worth bumping this up. Sometimes it looks a little bit more clear. So that's just a little trick of the trade. If it doesn't look quite clear when you post it, you could edit the post, see what happens if you bump it up to basically doubling the size and see if that actually helps you out. But for now, I'm going to leave it at what it was, 940 by 788, quality 100% download. All right, and that's saved to my downloads folder. Now, what do we do with a Instagram post? We could come from here and create the Instagram post or from here, but I'm going to come back to the original here. Instagram is a little bit trickier, I feel like, so I'm going to go resize, social media, Instagram. This is a post. This is going to be a 4x5. An ad is also the same, animated, whatever it would be, but a post is going to be 4x5. This is going to be a bit trickier. I'm going to copy and resize that. It's much taller, and so you have to do a lot of work on this one, in my opinion. So what can we do with this? There's so many things we could do. One, I'm still going to make this, cover the entire thing. Okay. Let's center those mountains. I actually want to make these even bigger, even more dramatic. See if we can do that. You could totally do this on the Facebook post as well. So there we go. Now, there's a lot of space we could utilize. So one thing you could do is this could all be, I'm gonna adjust the text just to see what happens. We could center it, that's fine, but you've got so much more space to work with vertically that catching the eye to the title vertically might be something you could consider. What I mean is you could make this bigger if we set it to a certain side. Let's say align it to the left. So we're going to align it to the left, and I'm going to drop earth down, heaven and earth, align it to the left. And I just want to see what happens if I make this a lot bigger. I'm just going to guess here. Let's try 200. That's too big. Okay. 150. That might be just the ticket. Okay. I'm going to try this. Might need to go a little bit further down, but a series on heaven seems really small on this post. This is going to be seen mostly on a mobile device, so think about that as you create this. So I'm going to bump this up to maybe 40. Let's see if that's too much. I'm going to stretch it out. A series on heaven. You might want to say sermon on heaven or something like that. I think that's a little bit too big. 37 looks about right. Okay. Now I'm still left with this logo. So what I could do is maybe bump this up here. What happened to my logo? Oh, I messed something up. Let's see if it's hiding. I'm going to go to position layers. It's not hiding. I don't know what happens. Sometimes if things get on the right side, they disappear. So if that happens, hit, if you have a Mac, Command Z. If you have Windows, believe it's something very similar to your whatever you do with copy and paste, the C and V options. It's the same option before that, but then Z. So I'm going to Z back a bit. There we go. I don't know what I did, but apparently I deleted it. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I'm going to pull this up a little bit and then put this in the center. and make it big like this. Let's see what happens here. It's kind of cool, kind of like it. Maybe this is a little bit too big. I'm doing this on the fly. I did not do this before this. So heaven and earth, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay, well, if that happens, just give it a little bit of a push. There we go. Okay, heaven and earth, a series on heaven. Maybe we can keep that close by providence. Maybe a little bit lower, a series on heaven. I think I like it. I'm gonna go with it. Okay, so let's say you like this. You like this look here. This is a bit more white than these. I don't know what's happening here. No? Okay, those are white. That's also white. It's just an optical illusion. Okay. Let's just make sure everything is in front of everything. Yes, okay. All my layers are good. A couple times I've had something behind here and you'll see it's a bit faded. So just make sure in your layers you've got everything in front of the main photo there. Okay. I really like this. Even if you wanted to go a bit darker on the image, so I'm going to click on the image, transparency, maybe go a tad bit darker. There we go. To 18. Heaven and earth, a series on heaven. Providence Church. There we go. This might not be your cup of tea, the way that you like this. That's centered, that's off. It's just a stylistic thing. I might play around with this more if I had more time and thought into it, but I do like the way this looks. Sometimes you're going to have to adjust your text. Text on a 16:9 image versus a 4:5 image is drastically different. Sometimes you won't be able to center what you want because the text is going to be too small in that case. So now this didn't name it Instagram post, but you could come in here and fix that. It just gives you the pixel range. I'm going to name it Instagram to keep track of everything. Okay, so that's for my Instagram post. Share, again, download. Now, I know you're gonna see some of this to Instagram. That will post it for you straight to Instagram. I don't have that hooked up on my Google Chrome, so I can't do that. It may be faster just to sign into everything and you could automatically post. I like to have a little bit more flexibility, so I like to just download it, again, JPEG, highest quality I can. That looks really good there. 1080 by 1350 download. Went to my downloads folder. And then from there, you can get on Instagram from your computer or from your phone. Get it over to your phone by a couple means. If you have a Mac, you can do AirDrop. Windows, you could maybe email it to yourself or put it in a Google Drive folder where you have a committee that's dealing with all of these things for marketing. So everybody can see it and everybody has access to it. And then get on your phone, post it from that. You can download it to your phone from Google Drive and then post it from there. So that is all. That should be just an overview of how do you create a sermon series image, and then in this video, how do we change it into some social posts.